The tragic aftermath of the Fyre Music Festival. As famed celebrities / models / social media influencers Kendall Jenner, Emily Ratajkowski, and Bella Hadid frolicked in their bikinis in the clear waters and white sands of a private island in the Bahamas, there appears on the promotional video an enticing text about promising an immersive music festival, 2 transformative weekends on the boundaries of the impossible. Ah, a promise of paradise. Thousands were beguiled by the campaign to join a luxury music gig called Fyre Festival. Never mind if tickets were priced from $500 to $1,500, or the VIP packages cost $12,000. The fabulous experience of Jenner, Hadid, and their ilk in the beautiful island had to be theirs too. The Fyre Festival, founded and organized by entrepreneur Billy McFarland and rapper Ja Rule, was supposed to feature exciting bands during 2 weekends in April and May 2017 with first-class accommodations and catered gourmet food. However, it probably skipped the minds of McFarland and Ja Rule that making lofty promises was one thing, fulfilling them and satisfying their paying guests was another. Poor planning, shortage of resources, and lack of experience in mounting such a massive event turned Fyre Festival into one humongous fiasco. Expectedly, the aftermath spelled TRAGIC, tragic. Class action lawsuits. Shortly after the controversy, McFarland and Ja Rule and their cohorts faced 4 class action lawsuits filed in California, Los Angeles, Florida, and Manhattan. Entertainment lawyer Mark Geragos filed the California $100 million lawsuit on behalf of plaintiff Daniel Zhang and 150 others. The complaint involved fraud, breach of contract, breach of covenant of good faith, and negligent misrepresentation. Social media influencers who recklessly and blindly promoted the festival may also be held accountable. As a lawyer of Geragos' firm pledged, this was interpreted as referring to, among others, Hadid and Jenner, who admitted getting paid $250,000 for promoting the festival. Personal injury lawyer John Girardi, on behalf of 3 festival attendees, filed the second class action lawsuit in Los Angeles. Their case against McFarland, Ja Rule, and event promoters identified as Does 1 to 100 alleged that they deceived patrons to attend the event by paying 400-plus social media personalities and celebrities to promote it. Thus, McFarland and company were accused of breach of contract, negligent misrepresentation, and fraud. McFarland and fellow organizers received another blow, a lawsuit filed in Florida federal court, and a class action lawsuit by plaintiffs Kenneth and Emily Reel for alleged violations such as fraud, negligence, and breach of contract. Another case filed as a class action lawsuit was brought to the Manhattan federal court on behalf of Sean Daly and Edward Ivey. They claimed that McFarland and Group continued to offer VIP upgrades and accepted deposit payments despite the cancellation of the festival. Unjust enrichment and violation of New York state business law were slapped at McFarland's group. More lawsuits from attendees. Some Fyre Festival attendees summoned their courage and filed charges against the festival organizers. Based on their experiences, Matthew Herlihy and Anthony Lauriello accused the festival organizers of false representations, material omissions, negligence, fraud, and violations of consumer protection statutes. They detailed that upon their arrival at the island during the first weekend, it lacked basic amenities like communal showers or bathrooms as promised. Although portable toilets were provided, there was only one for every 200 yards, but were all knocked down. There were only 3 showers for hundreds of people coming in. Worst of all, the island was covered in dirt, and guests had to sleep in tents with wet blankets. Another attendee filed a lawsuit in New Jersey federal court, alleging that the organizers violated the state's Consumer Fraud Act and committed breach of contract. Lawsuits from organizations. McFarland and Group didn't escape the indignation of 2 groups they worked with. One of them was the National Event Services, which provided medical services for the festival. According to its claim, NES suffered $250,000 in damages, alleging breach of contract, fraud, and negligence by McFarland's group. It also claimed that the organizers failed and/or refused to buy cancellation insurance and didn't secure a contract with a medical evacuation plane or helicopter. NES employees reported that the local medical clinic was closed and their derelict accommodation had bug infestations, blood-stained mattresses, and no air conditioning. Table List, a ticketing vendor that provides easy access to events, also filed a lawsuit in Suffolk County, Superior, and Boston. It contended that the organizers and financial backers were guilty of breach of contract and fraudulent deception. Table List sought $3.5 million as a refund to customers and as damages due to loss of business after being forced to lay off 40% of their workforce to focus on the litigation. Exploitation of local workers. A well-publicized, large-scale music festival executed in just 45 days definitely needed miracle workers. So, 200 local contractors were urgently brought in to work 24/7, but the unscrupulous organizers didn't pay them. A Bahamian restaurant owner, Marianne Rawl, catered 1,000 meals per day and in the process spent $50,000 of her savings, but wasn't compensated by McFarland's group either. What was worse was Rawl's credit standing was ruined. Her husband revealed that Mrs. Rawl fell ill due to stress. However, a GoFundMe campaign was launched and kind-hearted people have helped her recoup her losses. After all these tumultuous repercussions, McFarland's fate was most tragically sealed. On October 11, 2018, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison and ordered to forfeit $26 million for wire fraud. Currently, he's incarcerated at the Federal Correction Institution in Otisville, New York. McFarland ignited the Fyre Festival, but the fire of deception and fraud caught up with him and left him scorched by its scathing heat. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel for your daily fix of awesome infotainment.